This is red okra. We started growing it last year, and I love this stuff. And you can eat it raw, and I think it's really good. Really good stuff. You guys ought to try this.
So many people have no idea how a fresh fig tastes, but we've got plenty of them on our bush, and lots of them are coming ripe and ready. As soon as they get soft, that's when you want to eat them right there. They are so good.
Well, with all the damage that the deer and the woodchucks have done, along with that early warm spell back in March that then dropped down into the teens and wiped out a lot of our bushes and affected our blueberry crop, we normally pick blueberries for 3 months. We got very few blueberries this year. And our Japanese persimmon trees, last year we had buckets and buckets and buckets of those. We processed those, dried them. It was great. We're not getting anything this year. So Vicki says she would never want to be a farmer, but there's still a lot of good that comes out of what we have left. We like for birds and bugs and animals to have what they need, but sometimes they overdo it a little bit. This is what red okra should look like in plant form. Look at those big healthy plants. And this is what the deer did to my other row of okra that should look the same. Look at that. They totally wiped it out. Then they started on this one over here and have done a really good job of wiping it out. These were healthy kale plants, and I just cut them down. But last year, a woodchuck came in and totally wiped out my entire kale crop. These are my sweet potatoes. The deer came and totally wiped out my sweet potato crop. After they had done that, I dug down. All that was left was just the roots. I dug down and got what I could. But these, I mean, I would have had buckets and buckets filled up with large sweet potatoes had it not been for what the deer did. These are my Jubilee watermelon plants on this end of the garden. And what has happened is the deer have come in and started eating all the leaves off of these plants. A great crop of watermelons growing over here on this edge of the garden. But the deer came along, ate all the leaves, and as a result, they died. And so I had maybe 8 or 9 of these watermelons that just died on the vine because of that. These deer are getting to be quite something. These are my elderberry bushes that I planted in the spring from cuttings. And you can see that the deer are working on eating these as well. You can really tell that the deer have been here. If you look at the ends, they've eaten those all off. And when they eat all the ends off like that, how's it gonna grow? Some they've left alone. This is a mulberry tree. About $60 worth of tree. He should be about 3 or 4 feet tall, maybe even 5 by now, but the deer came and ate the top off, and he's been trying to come up, and all we have now is a bush, but they keep eating that as well. A mulberry tree. It looks like it's dying, and it is, because the deer have eaten all of the leaves off of it. I'm getting just a little perturbed with these deer. This guy feels ripe, so I guess I'll go ahead and take him in. What I usually do, I'll put my hand on one side and I'll pat it like that. And I'll have my hand that's holding the camera right now on the other side, and I feel the reverberation through it. And oftentimes you can feel when there's a lot of water and it's ready to go. This one could stand a week or so more in here, but I'm gonna go ahead and take him out now. The reason I have a watermelon crop every year is because I can cut out the heart and put it in the refrigerator, and then for a while we have all the ice cold watermelon we can eat. And the neat thing about that is I have not tasted watermelon as good as what I grow in my own garden. Now, if we can just keep Bambi and the woodchucks at bay, we'd probably do okay, but we've not done too bad this year despite that. Vicki has been able to put up a lot of stewed tomatoes, and we got a lot of, well, blue potatoes in the beginning of the season, and so we've been doing okay. It is disappointing when you don't get to see as much come out of the garden as what you put energy and effort into.